So CES is going on this week, and one of the more interesting items that's been revealed is the GeForce Now, which is Nvidia's take on cloud gaming. Now, of course, cloud gaming with streaming is nothing new. It's been around for a while. It's actually failed several times. You had companies like OnLive and Gaikai, which then eventually became PlayStation Now. But Nvidia is trying to tackle it from a different angle. And so on other services, you usually rent a game and then it's streamed to your device. So for instance, on PlayStation Now, you pay a monthly subscription and then you gain access to the games that Sony decides to place in their library. So you're a little limited as far as what you can do with it. What Nvidia has announced is that instead of you renting games from them, so they don't have a library or anything, well, I think they do, but this isn't the point of this. Instead of renting games from them using their servers, you're actually simply renting the servers, and this feature is coming to PC and Mac users. So what this means is that you can go into any major online store, whether it be Steam, Uplay, Origin, etc. You buy a game, so it's your game to keep. So if you ever go buy another rig, you still own that game. You then start up this app, and you can basically rent a decent gaming rig. And so you're playing on a virtual machine, and so you could turn any old gaming computer or laptop into a gaming rig. And in theory, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. But like with a lot of these things, a lot of these online services, the problem is the pricing. And the pricing on this, again, seems horrid. So here's what you would get. So starting at $25, you would get 20 hours of gameplay on a GTX 1060 virtual machine, which is a decent card that can play, most games at 1080p at high settings. If you want higher settings, you want to play on Ultra, then you would want to rent a 1080 machine. Now that would run you $25 for only 10 hours of gameplay. So if you were playing RPGs and getting into some of these games where some of us spend sometimes hundreds of hours into, that would add up real quick. So I do not see this appealing to people who play a whole lot of video games. Now, who it may appeal to is somebody who doesn't play a whole lot of video games because maybe they don't have a whole lot of time. Maybe they're in college. Maybe they just get a few hours a week in order to play games. And so for those people, maybe they want to still enjoy the latest, greatest games that are coming out there and be able to experience that without having to invest heavily into a gaming rig that can play it. And again, they're not going to be spending a whole lot of time on it, so this may work out for them as far as their budget goes. The other type of people that this may appeal to is somebody who is thinking about making a big upgrade. Maybe they're thinking about making a big investment into PC gaming, but they're not really sure how well that's going to work. Maybe they're a little timid because that is a whole lot of money, and so they're just going to try out PC gaming with what they have and see if it's going to work for them. Now, this service has been available on the Shield, and from what I understand, it actually works pretty well as far as the latency goes. But again, they're moving this over to the PC and Mac. But again, you don't have to just consider the price of paying for a server based on 20 hours. You also have to consider in the price of your internet connection. You're going to have a decent connection in order to stream, especially at higher resolutions. And you're also still going to have to buy the games. That doesn't include the price of going out to Steam or wherever it is that you decide to go in order to buy that game. So again, I think this is going to turn off a whole lot of people. I think if they offered a package where you buy it up monthly and don't have your hours limited, that might, encourage more people to jump on board. But one reason why they may have the price jacked up like they do is because, they're still trying to sell you graphics cards. And so this is one way to not make sure that everybody just swings this way and they're still being able to sell you a GPU. So anyway, you want to read more about the GeForce Now, links down below. Would you ever be interested in a product like that? That does it for me, the Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.